They threw my plate on the floor and told me, "You don't belong here." The $86,000 party I paid for, and they kicked me out like trash. Before you scroll, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you've ever felt betrayed by your own blood, trust me, this story will leave you speechless. Sophia stood outside the mansion's giant glass doors, her makeup smudged, heels broken, heart burning. Inside, laughter echoed from chandeliers she had secretly paid for. Her mom raised a champagne glass and said, "This night is only possible because of our amazing son-in-law, Brent." Everyone clapped. Sophia smiled bitterly. Brent didn't spend a single dollar. He just stood there smiling fake while wearing the exact Gucci tuxedo she'd secretly bought with her own bonus. No one knew, and she liked it that way, until now. Earlier that week, her dad had called and said, "Sophia, don't interfere. Just attend quietly, wear something decent, and don't make it about you." That hurt. She had just closed a deal that brought her startup a $4.2 million investment. But no one even cared. Her parents still treated her like she was barely making it. The worst part? Her mom handed her a silver envelope that morning with a sarcastic smile. "Here's your invite. Dress up. Try not to embarrass us." Sophia wanted to laugh. The photographer? Paid by her? The luxury cake? Her idea. The designer flowers? She arranged them through her client's event firm. Every inch of that party screamed her hidden hard work. And yet, she was now standing outside, humiliated, frozen, replaced. A woman walked past her with a smug look, her cousin Kayla, the one who once said, "Sophia's business is a joke. She's too quiet to ever lead anything big." Kayla gave a fake pity smile, sipped her wine, and whispered loud enough for everyone to hear, "You know she only came to eat the free food." Sophia looked at her watch. Right on time. She pulled out her phone and tapped send. Suddenly, inside the party, the lights flickered. Everyone froze. To be continued. The projector screen behind the stage lit up, blasting a video with bold white text. This party was quietly funded by the disgrace you all mocked. Gasps echoed. People turned to each other. Brent froze mid-sip. Kayla coughed, nearly choking. Sophia stepped through the entrance, slow and calm, heels clicking like a countdown. Her once crushed invite now rested in her palm, folded neatly in half. The video played on. Clips of invoice receipts, transfer slips. A scrolling spreadsheet marked, "Event budget, $86,240. Every item tagged with her initials. Then her voice. "They told me I was a disappointment, that I'd never amount to anything, so I built in silence, funded everything they brag about, while they laughed behind my back." The room went dead quiet. Her mother stood up, face red, lips trembling. "Turn that off. That's not true. This party was Brent's gift." Sophia didn't even blink. "Oh, you mean Brent, the guy who begged me to pay off his credit card bill last week?" People whipped their heads toward Brent. His face dropped. "You said you wouldn't tell anyone," he stuttered, voice breaking. "You promised." "You also promised you'd stand up for me when your mom called me a low-level assistant," Sophia replied coldly, eyes never leaving him. "But you just laughed." Whispers started. "She paid for it?" "Wait, isn't she that tech founder?" "Why didn't they say anything?" Kayla scoffed, trying to hold the last bit of pride in her voice. "Still, it's weird to expose your own family like this." Sophia turned to her. "You mean the family that banned me from speaking at my own graduation dinner? Or the one that told guests I sell beauty products from home while hiding I own the platform?" Dead silence. And then, her father's voice, quiet, uneasy. Why didn't you just tell us?" Sophia looked him in the eye. "Because I was done begging to be seen." Suddenly, a journalist in the corner, originally hired to cover the amazing Brent, stood up with wide eyes. "Wait, are you Sophia Matthews of Onyx Tech?" Sophia smiled. Finally, someone who does their research. Phones came out. Flashlights hit her face, but not in mockery, in ah. Her mother slowly sat down, pale. Brent looked for a corner to vanish into, and then Sophia's final mic drop. I didn't fund this party to be thanked. I did it to show you what power looks like when you think it's silent. The screen cut to black, but something else was coming. Something no one in that room was ready for. Just as the room tried to breathe again, another video automatically began playing. This time, it wasn't about money, it was about truth. Security footage, voice recordings, text messages. The screen lit up with a call log, Brent's number, followed by Sophia's sister's name, then a series of private messages scrolled across the giant screen. Brent. Don't worry, babe. After the party, I'll talk to her. She's clueless anyway. Sister, Isla. She's too busy playing CEO. Just keep using her cards. She doesn't even check her balance. People screamed. Someone dropped their drink. Sophia's breath didn't even shake. She already knew. She turned to Brent, who now looked like a dying animal. You used me, slept with my sister, mocked me behind my back, but what's worse, you thought I'd never find out. Isla, who had been hiding near the punch bowl, tried to run. But Sophia raised her hand and said calmly, Play the voicemail. Brent's voice rang out again, loud, clear. We'll keep her around until she signs the power of attorney. Once I get it, I'll dump her. The crowd erupted, but Sophia raised one finger, and the noise stopped. She walked to the center, heels steady on the marble, hair glowing under the spotlight she never asked for. You tried to bury me in silence, but you forgot. I built empires in silence. Kayla started crying. Her mom turned to her dad, who looked like someone had poured acid down his throat. Sophia took out a black folder from her purse. This, she said, holding it up, is a complete transfer of Onyx Tech shares. Effective today, I no longer own 60%. The room leaned in. I own 100%. She tossed the folder on the table in front of her dad, next to the family wine. You wanted me gone. Now I'm untouchable. Brent tried to speak, but Sophia raised her hand again. Oh, and Brent? The apartment? The Benz? Your little investment account? He nodded nervously, like a child waiting for mercy. All in my name. Check the title deeds. I moved them back 2 weeks ago. His knees buckled, literally. He had to grip the chair to stay standing. Sophia walked toward the exit, the spotlight following her like she owned the universe. But just as she reached the door, she paused. Oh, and Isla? You should probably check the email I just sent your university about the stolen exam files on your laptop. Screams. Her sister collapsed. Sophia smiled, but she wasn't done yet. One final card remained, one final twist that would shake this family forever. A hush spread like smoke. Everyone was too stunned to move. Brent looked hollow. Isla sobbed against the wall. Sophia's mother clutched her pearls like they were oxygen. Then, a new notification pinged on the massive screen behind Sophia. Incoming live video feed. Attorney R. McAllister, private executor of Will. Gasps again. Her dad stammered, Wait, what is this? That's your grandfather's lawyer. Sophia nodded, the screen blinked, and an old man in a suit appeared. Calm, stern, holding a single paper. This is a video directive recorded 6 months ago by Mr. William Matthews, the attorney said. To be revealed only if Sophia Matthews was ever humiliated by her family after funding an event in full. Her father collapsed in a chair. Her mother whispered, No, 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 he would never. But he did. The screen lit up with Sophia's grandfather, sharp eyes, clear voice. To my granddaughter Sophia, the only one who ever sat by my hospital bed without needing a camera or a crowd. I leave everything, the estate, the accounts, the vineyard, the entire legacy. She is my heir, my lion, my legacy." He paused. Then he stared hard into the camera. "To the rest of you, you were never family, just faces." The screen went black, and then Sophia spoke. "Now you know why you never saw the real Will. I had it sealed, not to take revenge, but to give you one last chance to treat me like your own." She turned toward her father. "You failed." Her voice never cracked, but her eyes burned. "You mocked my pain. Now you'll watch me sign the deeds of everything you ever wanted." She pulled out a silver pen from her clutch, walked over to the main table where Brent once stood smiling like a king, and she signed the transfer. In front of everyone, on live stream. The screen now displayed one final line. Sophia Matthews, legal owner of the Matthews estate, Onyx Tech CEO, and full beneficiary of $14.8 million trust. Brent fainted. Isla screamed. Her parents stared like statues. Kayla silently slipped out the side door. Sophia turned around, calm as ever. But she wasn't smiling, because one final piece still remained. And it would leave the room in total silence. Sophia stood at the edge of the crowd, the air thick with shame, silence, and stunned stares. The people who once called her nothing were now watching her become everything. They could never touch, but she wasn't done yet. She reached into her purse and pulled out a small velvet box. Slowly, she opened it, revealing a gold locket. The room leaned in, confused. Her voice turned softer, but cut deeper than ever. "This belonged to Grandma. She told me to only open it when I finally chose peace over pain." She clicked it open. Inside was a note, handwritten in faded ink. "Forgive them, but never forget." A tear rolled down her cheek, but her voice never cracked. "I built empires out of scars, and I carried their words like daggers, not to stay broken, but to rise higher." She looked around the room one last time, faces full of regret, envy, humiliation. "You had your stage, you played your roles, now I take back the script." The doors swung open. Parked outside was her private jet, its tail lit with the Onyx Tech logo. Her new executive team stood waiting. Before walking out, she turned to the crowd one last time. This was never a revenge story. This was a reminder. Never underestimate the quiet one. She stepped into the night, cameras flashing, her name trending worldwide within minutes. But none of it mattered anymore, because for the first time in her life, Sophia was finally free. The end.